As a young person, you've got other things on your plate. You've got school, you've got your career. You're not making a lot of money per hour, so you're having to put a lot of hours in to get what you need. You're trying to define yourself. You're trying to establish relationships, all this other stuff. So you've got really important things on your mind and on your plate, and so it's understandable why young folks don't participate in voting and in politics more than other folks. Right? It's kind of a luxury. It's a risk to try too hard. What you want to do is, if you can be strategic, in other words, sort of tune your actions to get the most amount of votes. Appealing to the young people would probably be the last option. The first option would be to vote for the groups that tend to already vote in large numbers. So, and generally, voting turnout increases as you increase in age. So the lowest turnout rates are at the very bottom, at the youngest, and then the next age group votes at higher rates, and so on and so forth, until you get to about age 75. So at about age 75, the population is voting at the highest possible rate. So those people are voting at about 80%, probably a little bit lower, maybe 70% or something like that. But about 70% of people in that age grade vote, whereas in the lower age groups, only about 40% of people are voting. So it's if you're trying to figure out how to appeal, you're going to appeal to the older groups rather than the younger groups. So if your time is precious and your resources are precious, and they are in a campaign, you only have so much money and you want to spend it as effectively as possible, then you're going to target the people who tend to vote at higher rates than the people who vote at lower rates. Eugene McCarthy, a long time ago, in 1972 was the first time 18 to 21-year-olds could vote. Actually, 18-year-olds could vote. They lowered the voting age from 21 to 18. So there was a new electorate, and there was a good chance for a candidate to get those voters for the first time. So Eugene McCarthy, who was running for president, specifically appealed to college students, etc., trying to get their vote, and he lost miserably. Barack Obama did, when he first ran in 2008, he was the first candidate to actually use social media effectively. Other candidates had tried prior to that, but he was able to make it work. I don't quite know how, and I think political scientists we sort of suspected that someone was going to use it pretty soon, and they did, and it was effective for a couple of reasons. Well, it was effective because it was effective, but that's not a good reason. One of the things they did on it, more than anything else, was raise a lot of money through social media and through small contributions. So Barack Obama actually outraised, in terms of campaign funds, the Republican candidates, which was pretty remarkable. No Democratic candidate had done that for 20 years. And they did that primarily through small donations and through social media. Now, it was a huge success. Everybody acknowledges that's a huge success, and everybody's trying to replicate it. But they're not sharing their techniques, probably for good reason. It's the kind of thing that is probably held closely, and that in sharing it simply means that you give up an advantage. So political scientists are trying to figure it out, but all we know is that it was extremely effective, and other candidates are trying to do the same.